Legal trouble could soon be on the way for former President Donald Trump. The Fulton County District Attorney in Atlanta presenting her case to a grand jury after investigating Trump and his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. Steve King joins us live at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort on Palm Beach with what political experts and legal analysts are saying about a potential fourth indictment. Steve?
Tiffany, a possible indictment for former President Trump in the tampering case in Georgia could be happening very soon. Trump himself denying any wrongdoing.
We don't take plea deals because I did nothing wrong. It's called election interference.
Sources tell ABC News Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is presenting her case to a grand jury today, which has already heard testimony from more than 75 witnesses. The state investigation focuses on Trump's alleged efforts to pressure election officials, a plot to put forward fake electors, and a voting systems breach in a rural county. But Florida Atlantic University professor of political science Kevin Wagner says at this point, a potential fourth indictment of Trump would likely not sway voters one way or the other.
I think we have a pretty good idea of the impact that indictments have had on the Trump campaign, and largely they have not derailed it. And in fact, there is some suggestion that support for the president has hardened or strengthened in light of some of the at least the previous criminal indictments. So the expectation would be that it would not change the dynamic that we currently see.
Criminal defense attorney Richard Serafini, a former Department of Justice Criminal Division senior trial attorney, also weighing in. He shares what Trump's legal team has done so far in this state investigation and what they might do if there's an indictment.
The defense team has tried to get the DA disqualified. They have been unsuccessful to this point. I suspect that they may move for a change of venue. Ultimately, if there is an indictment, they seem to have as a main tactic delaying after the election, although there's less upside to delaying. In a state prosecution.
The presentation to the grand jury is expected to resume tomorrow. As of now, it's appearing to be moving ahead of schedule. Reporting live on Palm Beach, Steve King, WPBF 25 News.